Peace and blessings, my hot miss, great souls. This is Raina, aka Lady Rage from Sea to the Moon. And first, my sincerest apologies go out to all my sisters and brothers. I sent an email on Facebook talking about we were going to have an 11/11 spring equinox, super new moon in Pisces, the 29th degree mastery, meditation, for this experience of all these energies coming into us, the energies of mastery, the energies of new beginnings, the energies of resetting and moving forward into a new space of creation. I was ready, y'all. I was ready inside my heart, but my body said, we going in the portal, we going in the gateways unconsciously in the sleep. For those of you that know me, you know that I work really long hours. I'm a single mom of 3 boys, and I work in the healthcare field, home care. I provide home care, and I provide coaching and training services to people who have experienced brain injury from trauma or from strokes and things of that nature. And while sometimes it could be a dry spell and I'm not working at all, other times I'm working around the clock, and that is how it is now. Depending on the clientele that I have to work more than other times to produce the income that I need to provide for my family. It's just me working, and that's how it is. So I did I work 7 days a week, and sometimes I work on an overnight shift. Not a very demanding physical shift, but I do need to stay awake because I'm supervising someone. So I worked all day Thursday, then I worked Thursday night from 8 to 8 in the morning, and then I worked Friday, and I got off at about 5:30, so I was up for 36 hours, So that being said, I was in the spirit thinking I was going to take a nap. I got home, I was like, talk to the kids. I laid down about 7:30. I said, I'm going to get up at 10:15. I'm going to take a bath. I'm going to prepare myself, and we're going to do this meditation. And when my alarm clock went off, that was the end of that. My alarm went off. I got up. I looked around, and I don't remember what happened. So here I am today. It's Saturday, the 21st. It is the second day of spring, and it is snowing, y'all. Okay, you could probably see this. I am holding the phone while I'm driving, which is not good. But I'm looking at the road. I'm just holding it up like a microphone. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you about working with your body biologically, okay? We're always doing spiritual work, and a lot of the spiritual work that I like to do, the meditation and the guided meditation, is to kind of connect you to different aspects of your consciousness, your different awareness. But today we're going to focalize the awareness into our body, into our biological matrix, into our chemical matrix, the things that make our physical body act and do the things that they do. Because as the body, the human vessel, the root word, humus, it basically means a vessel to be lorded over. And in order to master your body, not only do you have to make sure that the Lord, which means the master over your body, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, is of a higher aspect of good, of balance. You have to also make sure that you are always in tune and always present, not only in your body, but in your spiritual aspect. A lot of us are always present in our spiritual aspect, or we think that we're present in our spiritual aspect, because if we don't have mastery over our body, we're basically in a fight against the body to obtain the spiritual consciousness and keep it present in the body. A lot of teachers talk about that. We reach these states of nirvana, we reach these plateaus and these higher consciousness, we channel in all this information, but we're unable to keep it plugged in every day. It's like always a constant check to keep yourself aware. And that's because of the default state of your body. Many of us in default are in fight or flight mode. We in survival mode. And all of us can't move out to the woods and, to nature and live in a community. A lot of us have to live in this system. And we need to be able to function and master our bodies in this system, I know that we're not of this world, and that this system that's working in the world is really working against us, but we need to be able to function optimally in this system by controlling our bodies, okay? Our biological, chemical reactions. Most of us are living from a space of reaction. Most of us are living from a space of stressful correction. Oh, this thought came in my head, let me change it. Oh, how am I gonna, be stress-free? If you're thinking about how you're gonna be stress-free, that brings stress in itself. Many of us are not living in a state of ease and pleasure, and that's what I learned about. I didn't know what I was gonna be talking to you about on this solstice. I knew I was gonna do a meditation on the solstice because it's the day of yin and yang evenness. It's a balanced day. The day is the same as the night. That right there speaks multitudes to me. I didn't even recognize that March 2015 was 11 vibration. My spiritual mother made me aware of that. I didn't even recognize that we were going to be in the 29th degree of Pisces, which again is another 11. I didn't recognize these things. So these were brought to me, and then other information was brought to me about the chemicals in our body. So I've been taught about sound healing. And it was explained to me about the parasympathetic nervous system and how the vibrations, activate different things with them. But it was broken down for me, and I am a science person. I do well with understanding exactly how our practices affect us in this realm so that it could be applied practically. Because all of my meditation and reaching higher consciousness, it has not been able to keep me in a state of peace. I've reached different plateaus. I've had different experiences. I've channeled information. I've seen all kinds of things. But all of that, we live in an elusive world. So all of that is really not that important if you're still in a state of displeasure, dis-ease, tension, and your physical body cannot hold that vibration. So, what I would like to focus on is practical things. Things that you could do scientifically. Things that you could do while, without having to go in a corner and meditate. Without having to, shift your mind somewhere else and go into a different reality. So that you can stay in this same world that everyone else is operating in and bring comfort to your body with the chemicals and the density that you are experiencing, that you are expressing right now. So we're going to talk about the glands, the endocrine system, right? Okay, so the hypothalamus, it's in the back of your head, okay? It's like the captain. It tells most of the other glands in your endocrine system what to do. Especially the pituitary gland, because the pituitary gland, that's a little tiny pea-shaped gland. It's right across. No, it's not. It's small, but it's not as small as the pineal gland. It's right across from the pineal gland, and everybody knows about the pineal gland because that is the gland that everyone has that cosmic consciousness, that awareness, that interdimensional awareness, that awareness of your being, of things to come, everything that is layered on top of this now experience, all the veils, all the layers, having them all at once. But you cannot really hold that state and hold it in a balanced state unless your pituitary gland is giving you something comforting, a comforting hormone. If you're in survival mode, fight or flight, and your adrenal system is pumping, then you're not going to be able to have an experience with your pineal gland that is consistent or that is comfortable, That's why a lot of people, they have experiences when their third eye opens up, they see frightening things and all kind of things in the dimensions, and they're scared of it. And the reason is because you do not have mastery over your body. Your other hormones are saying, I'm not safe. I live in a world of struggle. I have to protect myself. I have to have a psychic layer all the time. All of that causes stress. And it's like, unfortunately, even though you may have all of these light bodies activated and have, reach within the spiritual realms, if you cannot control your physical body, that stuff is not going to trickle down. It's subtle energy. So subtle energy is as if like it's sprinkling rain down, but your skin is a layer that protects you from being able to absorb it. So if you do not have control over your body to tell your skin that this is nourishment, you will not be able to receive the nourishment. It'll be raining down manna all around you, and you won't have that experience. That's how come some people, live in the experience of peace and love, and everybody's not able to grasp it. It's because you have your body chemically saying that you're in fight or flight, you're in stress mode. So I learned that the sound therapy, the sound healing that I was taught, mainly the ha breath, that sound, when it vibrates into your body, it is identified as orgasmic. It's identified as relaxation, because that's the sound that we make when we're releasing tension, when we're relaxed, maybe when we're having sex. It's that, and I'm a very sound orientated person, so a lot of times I make sound effects when I'm trying to express myself, so you know exactly what I'm saying. This is like a soulgasm. And I know a lot of us probably might not feel comfortable doing this, but guess what? We're not on a call together. You sitting in your house somewhere. So I want you to make that sound. I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to take it in and fill up your belly. But I don't want you to force it. Just allow it to come in. Like, don't take those deep breaths where I tell you to expand out your chest and everything. Because I learned that the heart area, the nerve endings in the heart area and in the chest, they activate fight or flight. So if you're not completely relaxed when you're breathing in and you're taking these deep breaths, they will automatically, if your chest gets activated, you will automatically feel like you're breathing for survival. And I don't want that. I want you to allow a breath in very softly, fill up the belly, and the belly is the will center. This is where almost all of the nervous system organs and every other organ is connected to. In your solar plexus, that vagus nerve is coming down from the back of your ear, and it's coming down all the way, and it's connecting into that belly. It's a long nerve. It runs far throughout your body. The vagus nerve. So all of that stuff is, or vagus, all of that stuff is like right in the belly. So I want you to fill up your belly, and when you let it out, just let it come out like really soft. Don't force it out. And I want you to and don't get all nervous. Don't clench up your butt. That's, sometimes we get nervous. We start to tighten up in the hips. Loosen up your hips. Relax, loosen your shoulders, let your shoulders go back. Take that breath, allow it in. And I want you to and just do this. Do 6 breaths. Harmony. 6 is harmony. Is because 3 is like that spiritual number, and 6 is harmony. It's doubling that. It's balance. As you do that, you should feel yourself loosening up. This sound is telling your hypothalamus that it's okay, that we're laid back, we're relaxing, we having soulgasms, okay? And it's activating oxytocin. Oxytocin is not Oxycontin or oxycodone. It's the same as Pitocin. I don't know if any of the ladies had their labor-induced. I did, but oxytocin is what activates the cervix, the uterus contracts, it makes breast milk. It's the life hormone. It also is the feel-good hormone. It's activated in orgasm. Men experience it in orgasm when they have a real connection, a loving connection, a bond. That's when they experience it. So if you've ever had that kind of sex, guys, where like you feel like you in space, you know what I mean? Because I know men are very mental and y'all gonna get it at the end anyway. But if you feel like you in space and you leave in the body and all of that, that's that oxytocin connection that you have with that person. A lot of people have meditations with me, and my will center, I go from the belly. It's natural for me to go from the belly. And a lot of people want to go from the crown, but like I'm all about the body and I'm all about pleasure. And that's that feminine divine energy working through me. And that's where it works. So a lot of times when I have meditations, the guys say that they feel it inside of their sacral and inside of their belly, and it's a sexual energy. And it's not because I'm emitting something sexual. It's because my energy is Sekhmet, it is Oshun. That energy there is pleasure. I want everybody to be happy and feel pleased and feel pampered and nurtured, and a lot of times that comes across to the man sexually, and it's okay because sex is a very creative energy. So that's what you're trying to induce in yourself. I've also learned, because when I get some information, I go study it before I bring it to you. Oxytocin, certain ways you can induce it, and it's induced by nurturing the oneness relationship, the connectiveness, the integral relationship, and that's what I'm all about. I'm all about the oneness. There is only one. We are all one. Everything that we see that looks like it's separate from us, it's an illusion that we are creating so that we can experience ourselves. Just like we're not actually seeing things. It's light fragments going to the back, electric, magnetic information, creating a picture. And that's what our whole world is made of. So people say that they understand we are one, but you don't understand because you're like, how am I sitting here and you're sitting there? It's an illusion. Because if we was under a fast microscope, we're not sitting anywhere. Everything's moving together. If you can get real vast and go up as far as where the creator of all that is, or go up as far where the source is, and you can sit in that seat, that dimension, and look down, things wouldn't look the way that it looked. Just like when you get in the airplane and everybody looks like ants. Everything looks cohesive. The land is all together. The parking lot across the street is no longer the parking lot. It looks like one cohesive piece. And that's how everything is in actuality. We just look at it through fractals so that we can experience it. It's like we slow it down and observe it. So, all about the oneness. How you make oxytocin. Studies say that doing things like dancing with someone creates oxytocin in the brain and gives you pleasure. And that's what it's all about. This world is about experiencing pleasure. Singing with someone, karaoke or something, gives you pleasure. It creates oxytocin in the brain. God bless these people. Somebody went off the side of the road. Oh my goodness. Okay. Looks like it was bad, but okay, what else? They said even checking Facebook. Not because Facebook does anything, of course, realistic connections, but I've had some experiences on Facebook. When I get on Facebook, majority of my friends, I have not seen you since I was 13 years old, okay? 13 years old. And when I look at you, I still see you as 13. I see you grown up, even though we all 40. I'm looking at you like, I remember when we was 13, or 15 or whatever was the last time we seen each other. And that's the type of feeling that wells up in my body, and it's pleasurable because that's the carefree time. So when you get on Facebook, you might not call up somebody. I'm the type of person, I'll tell you like how spectacular and wonderful and awesome I think you are, because that makes me feel good. But a lot of us don't do that. So when you're looking at your friend who you think is so spectacular and awesome, that brings oxytocin into your body. Giving. Not giving to some charity that you don't know the people. It has to be a connectiveness where you feeling it. Give it to your friend. Take your friend out for breakfast. Y'all know that I like to give like treats and stuff. You might get a package in the mail with some cookies and chocolate in it. That's because I like the pleasure feeling of it. And studies say that it gives oxytocin. I would love to come visit and we go out and have a picnic and I make you a lunch and just bring a basket to your house one day or something. That kind of stuff makes my day. And that makes oxytocin. What else? Sex, of course. Mainly with someone you love for the man. Any type of connected feeling. And you could Google this information because there's studies. You can find at least 10 things that make oxytocin. And the whole idea is to live in a state of pleasure, not pressure. If you have to think about how to live in a state of pleasure, that is creating pressure for yourself. So when you get up in the morning, just do anything that makes you feel good. You know? Do anything that makes you feel good. The breathing is good. Another thing that I learned, the neutrality breath, the yogi breath. Taking in a breath and trying to hold that space in between breaths. So you take the breath in and just hold it. Hold it right now for 3 seconds on the in breath. Now, at first, you're going to feel stressed. Let it go. You're going to feel stressed because you're like, I'm holding this breath. What's she trying to do to me? But do it again and notice how you feel while you're holding the breath. Like your mind goes blank. It's kind of like you're not thinking. You're in between just holding this breath and just let it go. Try to get in that state of the in-between breath. Like when something starts bothering you, take a deep breath and just go in between the breath and just concentrate on that. And while you're concentrating on it, I'm sure that I learned this information, but it's coming to me now. Make your focal point like right in between your nose. Take the in breath and just kind of sit right in your nasal cavity. And then just let it out. That's another point. They call it neutrality or a 0 point or something like that. That also relaxes me. It draws me a blank. When you can just draw a blank and do nothing, and then do your high breath. Try to do that as much as you can. Like when you're in the car, that's my sacred time. I'm in the car now. When I'm in the car, I'll be doing all kind of meditations, breathing and all kind of stuff. And a lot of my teachers tell me, now I'm doing this while you're in the car. But I can hold space. That's one of my gifts. Like I can hold space while I'm driving. Like I'm that person that daydreams while I drive and then I come right back when I'm supposed to get off my exit. Because angels are always driving my car, okay? So that's where I hold the space from, you know what I mean? So when I'm doing these activations, I could do meditating with my eyes open. It's better for me. I actually don't go to sleep. If I'm just sitting there with my eyes open, it's kind of like my eyes are open, but I can go in my head and do whatever they're saying to do and still be aware of what's around me. It's not for everybody, but the breathing you can do because we need to breathe anyway. So you can do the high breathing in your car. Nobody else is there. You like, you know what I mean? If you're driving the kids to school, sing with the kids. Make up a song, start singing. That makes oxytocin. So that's what this video was about. Getting in a space of pleasure. And later on when I have a chance tonight, I will do a video with some energy and some activations in it so that you can kind of sit and just receive more than just information. But if you have any questions about the high breath, about vibration, about the oxytocin, about the glands or anything like that, and you're not a Google person, feel free to email me and I'll explain it to you. I did take anatomy and physiology more than once because I went to school for massage, I went to school for medical assistant, I went to regular school, and I have lots of books. That's one thing that I say. I have a lot of reference material. So I don't know it all. I go look it up. And I don't hold it in my head either. You know, I'll go look it up for you. But peace and blessings and love to you all. And try to keep yourself focused. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention. Because I wanted to go 25 minutes on this video. Everybody is talking about manifestation. Like the time right now, things are shifting. I have not channeled this information spiritually, but I knew that something was going on. And I know for me, since 2009, things have sped up. I manifest things quicker. My cousin just manifested something like instantly yesterday. And she is a manifester. I know she is. She always has been. She opened me up to some things and she'll come and ask me questions. And I'm like, you already know. You taught me this 15 years ago. It's just sometimes we have so much information and people coming at us from so many different ways, we don't take our own information. So, on the premise of oneness, manifestation, if you're trying to manifest something, the first thing that you need to recognize is that you already have it. Everything that you are everything, okay? We are everything. We're one thing. So anything that you actually want, all you have to do is send a beacon out of energy to match it and it'll come to you because you're everything. You're everything. You're everything from the pain in your ass to the sun in the sky. But you have to resonate with that because you're all of the spectrum. So if you're resonating on a spectrum of I'm broke, or you resonating on a spectrum of it's right there, right in my reach, right in front of me, you're just going to keep resonating this right in front of you and you're going to be getting like a high off of almost getting it. So what you need to do is you do this in any way that feels comfortable. I like to sit and bring my awareness into a certain spot of my body that symbolizes for me creativity. Some people feel like they speak things into existence, so you can sit in your throat, and that's a heart center. Some people feel like the magnetism in their heart and love brings everything to them, so they sit in the heart, if that resonates with you. Some people feel like sitting in the womb area, in the sacral center, like in the cervix, like right behind the belly. between the solar plexus and the sacral is your will center. Some people feel like that's a manifestation point. That's a huge manifestation point for me. I bring it there and I bring it up to my heart. So just put your focus to one of those center points, or wherever you feel. If you feel like you got to sit above your head, I used to do a lot of healing from above my head. I felt like I had to be above my crown. That's how I could connect to God. But now I know that there's dimensions inside the body to go in to connect to God. I've experienced. So anyway, you find your focal point, and then you sit there and you focus on what you think it feels like to have whatever it is. The joy that you're gonna feel. What is it like? If you're gonna be if you want this mansion because you're gonna always have everybody in your family over and you're gonna be throwing parties and dancing, then start the party in your head. Whatever it is that is the most joyous thing that you could think about having that experience, and try to sit there and imagine having that. Or if you're not a visionary person, sit there and sing a song that brings you joy. And try to do this for more than 15 seconds. They say 17 is long enough to manifest something. You actually convince your body that you're in that state of joy. You're probably going to get some oxytocin, however you say it. You're going to get that and all of that stuff. The pituitary gland is going to be activated. The hypothalamus is going to know that you're happy. And then your pineal gland is going to open up and start to see cosmically how you're going to get this. So know that you are it. You are currency. You are money. You are limitless, energetic expression, and anything that you want is an extension of you. So then you sending out the bat signal so that the universe will return it to you. So however you can make yourself understand that, that's what I want you to do. You are it. If you gotta affirm that, you are it, whatever, you are it. I am wealth. I am the expression of God. So, and then start feeling some joy. Like, even if you just have to sit on the joy frequency, your subconscious already knows what you want. Don't stress yourself out having to repeat stuff over and over again, because then you're thinking too much. Thinking is stressful. Just be it. Be one with everything. Be with the house, just try to be at ease, So let me go because I'm talking over. I love you. Peace and blessings. Talk to you soon. Peace.